All right, welcome to the next lecture. This is lecture number 2, and our topic is big business. Before we start, I want to kind of talk about the idea of social Darwinism. When you took your history or your science classes in the past, you know that Darwinism is survival of the fittest. So whatever species adapts to its surroundings will survive, and the rest will die off. The same thing is true in business and capitalism. The idea of social Darwinism is if you create a business and you're strong, you will survive. Those that are not strong will struggle and probably fail. So we're going to kind of go through those ideas today real quickly. What I need you guys to know by the end of the lecture is the difference between a trust and a monopoly, and you'll be questioned about this in class tomorrow. So the idea of capitalism. Entrepreneurs' goal is to make as much money as possible. And a lot of times people don't care what they do in order to make money. It's true today, and it was true back then. And it was even more explicit back then when people would do anything they could. There weren't a lot of laws that would prevent companies from taking advantage of other people or taking advantage of nature or just flat out doing whatever they could to make as much money as possible. There's a couple things that are going to talk about. Okay, the first idea is a merger. This is called horizontal integration. So this is when you join with other companies that are similar to you. You buy them out. If you can't beat them, join them, that sort of idea. So hopefully you've heard of this, but when you do join these companies together under horizontal integration, it's called a monopoly, right? Obviously, they'll picture the Monopoly Man there. There's other ways that we can talk about it and how you gain complete control in the market, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. You have vertical and horizontal integration. Okay, so when we talk about a merger, we're looking at this row right here across the middle, where all my competition that creates the same goods are going to be bought out by me or taken over by me, whatever I can do to get rid of my competition. Once I get rid of competition, I then have the ability to sell my product for whatever I want to sell it for. So now I can take advantage of the consumer to make more money. When I have competition, so say I'm in the middle here and I have A and B over here, if these guys sell the product for a cheaper price, I have to sell it for cheaper as well, or else no one's going to buy my good. But once they're bought out, then I am going to be able to sell my product for whatever I want because there's no competition. And the way to make a lot of money is to also integrate vertical integration when I'm going to take over all facets of production for my product. Okay, so a good example is using fast food. So say I'm McDonald's. Okay, and so under horizontal integration, I'm either going to buy out or take over or just overwhelm Burger King over here and Carl's over here. Okay, once I take out my competition, then I can sell for whatever I want. But if I want to make the true money, I'm also going to take over my own idea or my own process of creating all the goods as well. So my resources would be, say, the beef for my burgers, the flour and the wheat for my buns, and all the produce for my my like lettuce and tomatoes. If I'm growing all that myself, I don't have to buy from anyone else. Therefore, I'm creating, I'm getting the best possible price. No one's making money off of me. Same thing with transportation and distribution. If I'm distributing the product by myself, I don't have to pay anyone else to distribute it. Therefore, I'm making as much money as possible. I'm paying just the minimum. I got to buy my trains and my trucks and pay my workers, but I don't have to no one has to make a profit off of me. So if I control all three of these, then I'm good to go. And when we talk about some of these guys tomorrow in class, they're practicing vertical integration where they're making as much money as possible because they own every facet of the process that they're to make the product they're making. All right, so the things that you need to know today, the difference between a monopoly and the trust, here they are. A monopoly is when corporations buy out its competition or put their competition out of business. Okay, so again, taking over Burger King and Carl's. If they're no longer in business, then I have a monopoly because I'm the only person or the only company that's in business. So without any other competition, then I'm good to go. Okay, a trust is different. A trust is when companies join together to set a market price. So it'd be like if Carl's and McDonald's and Burger King all said, hey, we're going to make a similar burger and we're all going to charge $3.50 for that burger. Okay, that burger is the price is higher because there's because all the products are fairly similar, and they're all the same price. So they're going to get similar business depending on how much each person likes their business. Uh, this is another way to set a market price, and this really is going to affect the consumer, because the consumer really has no option in either one of these, and they're going to have to pay high prices on both of them. All right, tomorrow in class we're going to talk about the presidents of the era versus the people that are big business owners, and we're going to go over this activity in class tomorrow. It's called Is He or Isn't He a President? But that's it for your lecture today. Again, make sure you guys know what the difference between a monopoly and a trust, and thanks for listening.